Okay, so it occurs to me that I should probably give you a tour of the case if I had demonstrated the press fit. So I've taken the screws apart, and I've also put the screws back in the heatsink that I mentioned that I took out earlier. So it turns out, well, let me describe the case first. So for various reasons, it's when you're printing large cases, especially large planar cases like this, it's useful to split the print up into layers. One of the reasons is because of attrition. You know, if a print fails, like this bottom piece was a 3-hour print. So if it fails at hour 4, you know, halfway through this, the whole thing is wrecked. So that's reason one. And the other reason is support structure. So I don't like having to print with support structure for various reasons. I mean, you know, it's clear you're throwing it away. No one likes it, I guess. So I print the parts that face down, and all of the gaps in the case that I need. Let's see if I can get that in there. So it's hard to tell, but you can kind of see where there's a ridge because this case has very subtle insets. Those insets are meant to be flipped upside down on the mating half of another part. So in that case, or in this case, it goes this way, like that, and that you can see where my press fitting, where all of the infill is showing through now because I melted the plastic, but it doesn't matter. It's on the inside of the case, so who cares? Same story here. This is a much deeper part though. These hexagons are not meant for they're just plastic savers. I've put all of the slots for those audio jacks right there. Printed that those circles had to needed minimal cleanup, but all of it printed without support structure. So, pardon, let me move that. So you can see that power supply fits in there by friction pretty nicely. So it's a really tight fit. Part of that is because I put the screws back in and the heat sinks are now forcing up against the plastic because they're out of spec. But for $10, I'll deal with the inconsistency. All right, so it turns out that my last press fit wasn't quite deep enough. I'll line that up. But it did serve, you're never going to see that on the video. The inset covers it up just barely. But I've added the screws, so you can see where the screw hole indents, absent over here because those screws were gone. But now that I have those wires out of the way and I have some kind of a mechanical reference to deal with, now I don't have to be so careful with the heat. So I'm going to finish the job. Here we go. I should probably refill the lighter though. Let's do that. A little more. That'll do. All right. Here we go. Oh, a little too heavy over there. Started to char it. And we will not be careful with the heat this time. Oh yeah. A little more. Oh yeah, I got everything though. That's the full pattern. The PLA cools pretty quickly. So doing a part this, you usually don't have to do multiple passes like this. I could also, do it piecemeal, but I don't want to risk, I don't want to risk getting it out of registration. Pressure on it. It's not flush though. It's this side. Yep, right there. maybe I will do it piecemeal. That worked a lot better. It's already mechanically registered, so I don't have to worry too much about it. Smell that plastic burning. All right, I think that'll do, my friends. Yep, all those little parts inset, probably about 1 millimeter deep. There we go.